minutes because I'm tired. Hey, Tanya, can you hear me okay? Let me know you can hear me. I'm so tired. Hold on, live chat. Yeah, let me know you can hear me okay. And how's your weather doing in Maryland? It's well, our kind of chilly. Let me know you can hear me. Can you hear me? You said I had to put my glasses on. Girl, you and me both. All right. Look, this me. This be me sometime at work. That age ain't no joke. Yeah, we were for Arizona. We were cold. I got up this morning. I had to so in order to shop for. I want new car insurance because mine is high and they didn't go down. Um, Someone took my former name. What do you mean? What do you mean somebody took my? Hey, Wendy. What do you mean somebody took my former name? You mean the TruckerDoll name? There was a girl on here who was another trucker who came in after me, and I know that on she had a name, Trucker Doll, so I think she tried to change it up. What's up, Jay baby? So what are we going to say about these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? Child, we can talk a little bit. I'll talk a little bit on that. I got some random stuff for y'all too. Yeah, it's a young girl, right? Kind of thin. Trucker Doll. Yeah, I seen her. I saw her about a year back, and she had the name done a little differently. That's fine. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a young chick. I know she's young, and it's a sister. If I remember the one you talking about. Yeah, yeah. I saw it a while back. I did change the email back because there who is it? I forgot the sis that's on here who I know. She trying to send me something, but I ain't got no emails from her. She said, "Did you get my email?" Like, no. So I put the name back to truckerdoll@gmail.com just because that's easier for people to remember. And I still have that email account set up. But she was trying to send me, I think she's looking for a job, like a work from home in Florida, but I ain't got nothing from her yet. Hey, PJ, baby, what's up? How y'all weather doing? Wendy, is your weather cold in Colorado? PJ, Missouri? Were you in Missouri? I think you in Missouri. And Jay, I don't know where you at in the country, baby. Jay, where you at in the country? Um, yeah, the weather here. I had to get up, and I'm tired. I really want to nap, but I got to go to Target. I'm doing, y'all. I don't. I told y'all I can't deal with the babies no more. I've just come to the understanding. I am old, and they crazy. Minus, girl, bye. Only thing I did like when I came from to Colorado is I slept good in my truck. I put that with Boston heater on, and I would sleep good because I sleep good in cold weather and rainy weather. I sleep so good. And last night I was sleeping really good, but I had to get up this morning because my car. So to get, I'm shopping for cheaper insurance, Missouri. 1 degree. I'm so cool on y'all. I'm cool on y'all. Tiffany, what's up? What's that weather like in Dallas? Um, Cause I know here we was when I got up this morning and I headed out the house. It was cold, like 30 something. And we can get down to usually to the mid 30s, but it was cold. It was cold. My head was cold, everything cold. Because I shaved my hair. I'm gonna let it grow back again, but it needed to be shaved down. Because this part thin, so it started looking like the uncle with the dip in the middle. So I shave it down and I'll let it do its thing again. Um, so I had to go to the dealership for the Kia because they had that anti-theft software and God works so wonderfully. So when I got a text, because I was like, okay, I think I'm going to shop for insurance because the company I went with, some company I don't never really heard of, they they did the full coverage for me at a decent price, and the lady said you stay with them about 3 to 6 months, and then you can look for something else. And the issue though is that because of the theft issue with Kia, a lot of your better companies like State Farm and Progressive, they wouldn't insure the car. I don't know if they will now. So State Farm came out, excuse me, State Farm. Kia came out with a anti-theft software that has to be loaded to the cars that had the theft issues. So the guy comes back and he says, hey, one of the brokers who reached out to me for insurance, have you gotten the software installed? I'm like, what software are you talking about? Well, he's told me what it was, and I had to have these stickers. Well, he said that, and like, I don't even know if it was 3 days later, I get a letter from Kia. And Kia says, hey, you're eligible for this anti-theft software. Well, I'm sorry, this one say. And you're eligible for uh, whatever, a locking device, which is a club. That's all it is, club. So they sent you this free. I didn't know. They sent it to you free. It's decent. So they sent you a free club. I haven't, because I got 2 clubs in the car. And so they send you a free club. And I'm like, okay. So I got this. I haven't done anything with it yet. It's probably going to go in the closet because I got 2 in the car. I really don't need to add another one. Hey, Delphi, what's up, baby? Delphi, where you at in the country? I forgot what state. What state did you say? Are you in Texas? I don't know why, but I can't remember where you at in the country. Where are you at in the country? Flatbed's in Florida. Delphi, where were you at? I can't remember, baby. Tell me where you at. And if some of y'all notice you got blue names on here, oh, Columbus, that's right. You told you have family there. Okay, if your names are blue, what that means that we haven't had those many in our chats. But if we get, yeah, I remember the Swift training. That I remember. I just couldn't remember girl, I'm old. I'm 55. Fluffy grandma old. I knew the Swift training because I had 2 whole videos talking to you about different things with Swift. But see, grandma just messed up. Anyway, I took the car to the dealership, and so I got this letter 3 days later from Kia overall, talking about the class action suit for the engines and stuff catching on fire, the club, and this anti-theft software. And I'm like, okay, Lord, all this is happening for a reason. So at this point, I reach out and set the appointment for Kia. I couldn't get it in. I was going to try to go last Saturday. They couldn't get it in. So I was able to get in this Saturday. So they had an earlier appointment, but I'm like, I'm not going to make that because I already get up on the weekdays. I got 1 more week. This is like my last week in training until I go to my 11:30 to 8 shift. I'm so grateful to Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. I am not a morning person. And that's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm happy we work from home because when I'm in the office, I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning to get from Phoenix to Tempe. And I, 4:30 to whatever to get dressed, go to the bathroom, and then I, make sure all my stuff is together, and then I head to the car, and I'm normally out of here between 5:45 and 6:15. I just like to leave extra early. And so I got home and they had that letter, and I was like, okay. So then I set the appointments, everything online. They sent me the free club. And so today I took the car in, y'all. Let's go with the madness. Let's go with the madness, because this is madness. We're going to go with the madness. Straight cray. Hold on, y'all. Where's my... Okay, hold on. I got to see if I have this. And I think I left my little grocery bag in the car. I meant to bring it, but I think I was so tired and I had to pee. I left it in the car looking at doing other stuff. Y'all. So I simply took it in there for y'all to hook up whatever you do and to drop in the software. I'm not asking you to fix nothing because I don't trust dealerships. I think most of them are ripoffs. Unless it's included in the purchase, like when I had my Toyota, my oil changes were included for a period of time in the purchase of the car. That's the only reason I went to the dealership. Once those oil changes were no longer free, I'm taking it to somebody else because y'all high as hell. Wait for it. So they come back, oh, we did this free inspection report for you. And you're due for all these different maintenances. Brake system fluid exchange. Brake fluid is dark. I don't know if the brake fluid is dark, but anyway, they showed the brake fluid, like a picture, right? And they talk about the flush. Now, I don't know because I went and looked at mine. To me, it didn't look like this, but I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about. Oh, you due for a tune-up. Now, I don't know because I don't know when the car had a tune-up from the prior person. But I knew that my next oil change, I was going to do a tune-up and oil change. I won't be doing it with them. Oh, you due for this oil change and tune-up. Okay? Now, a tune-up is simply, you exchange, you get rid of the plugs, a new cap, and these right here, your spark plugs. That's pretty much what a tune-up is, right? And you usually, it's best to throw the everything. But here is what got me. Your drive belt replacement. Drive belt is worn. I want y'all to look at this picture. Now, the other one, I don't know if that was a picture of my car. I'm presuming these are supposed to be pictures. Now, no, this is just a stock picture of what they're going to do. This little picture right here. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? I'm thinking you taking pictures of my car, right? Showing me what's wrong with it. Y'all see the color of that right there, right? You see the color of that? None of that is me. My car is green. Oh, your belt is worn and it needs to be replaced. Hold on. That's why I said I had to open up my hood and look. I'm like, is that even mine? I don't even think that's me. I have to look at it again. It didn't look like mine. But anyway, I'm gonna keep going. Don't be trusting dealerships. Hold on. All them dealerships is a scam. Hold on, I'm not done with the story. This story gonna get good, girl. Oh, transmission fluid every 60,000 miles, okay? So they show me somebody out there. And again, that's a white car, okay? I don't know if that's just a picture to make me think, oh, I need to get this done. I want y'all to hear this. Okay, I just told y'all what all this was gonna cost. I mean, what all they did, what they told me, and there's probably more. Brake system fluid exchange, brake fluid is dark. For them to drain the brake fluid and to put new brake fluid in there, $129.95. I ain't done. Engine tune-up due every 5 years, $275.75. Coolant system fluid exchange due every 30,000 miles, $169.95. Drive belt replacement, drive belt is worn, $198.52. Complete fuel system service, 3-part, due every 30,000 miles, $249.95. Transmission fluid exchange, that means I'm going to drain the transmission fluid and put some new transmission fluid in there. Due every 60,000 miles, $239.95. Girl, I know that. Tanya, y'all ready for the grand total? $1,361.56. Wait for it. I ain't done. So I'm standing up there, and they have no idea I drove trucks, so we did inspections, right? I'm standing up there. Well, you know, if you don't have the money to do it today, we have a company that finances for getting the maintenance done. Do you really? I said, that's interesting. Y'all did the free install of the software? Yeah. And they throw in a watch. You want us to wash the car? Is it free? Yeah, okay, you can wash it for free. I said, okay. And he goes, well, you know, are you going to try to, you want to schedule an appointment to do all those? Not whatsoever. He goes, so you take your car somewhere else and have it serviced? I don't take it here to have it serviced. This is the first time I came in, and the only reason I'm here is to get this software. Did y'all do that and put them stickers on the window? Yeah, all the stickers and put on there. That's beautiful. Is it done? Yeah, okay. And it's no to all of that. But thank you. You can give me the list. I appreciate the list. I'm going to take that. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying those services don't need to be done. They probably do. I already know that you normally want to do belt exchanges on your car after certain miles. I'll give you that. And I know that you can flush. You can do what's called a fuel system clean. I get that. I know that you do your oil changes. I get that. I know that transmission fluid can sometimes, you know, some people want to drain it and clean it. I get that. And the brake fluid, I know that you can do those. Brake fluid is clear, first of all. He's saying it's dark, it's a little yellow, but I'm figuring I'm going to have the brakes inspected, and I'll do the brake, but I'm going to do that piecemeal. It's not something you got to all do at once. I already knew I was going to be due for a tune-up. I was having an issue where it's clicking, but I don't know if that might be the software, because the day after they did that software, my thing started up. So I don't know, because I had it tested for the battery, the alternator, and the starter, and the test came back good from AutoZone. So it could be what's called the ignition switch going bad, or the starter might be going bad. I'm going to go take it and have it checked. It still starts, but I'm going to take it and have it checked on my next pay period. And I'm going to go to the ghetto mechanic. I'm going to say, I need you to check something out. Now, I did a Walmart oil change, and apparently the connectors and the starter are near the oil pan. So my thing is, did something get loose when they went down there to do the oil change? Could be. So I'm going to have him check that. And if we need to, a starter is $113-14 through AutoZone. And an ignition switch is like under $20. And I found out how much he put it in. I bet you it's a whole hell of a lot cheaper than these people. And then I'm gonna call around, because I don't know that I'm gonna have this dude do the I may have him do the oil change and the tune-up. That I'm not worried about. Oil and change and tune-ups don't normally cost that much. I'm gonna call around first, because what happens if you go to certain mechanics, they put your stuff in the system, which registers the maintenance to what's that thing called? You know, the report, the Carfax report. So it registers the maintenance there. The mechanic I use, he is a mechanic and he has an auto body shop. He's a Mexican dude. He not all on that fancy stuff. He got all the body stuff to do, body work on cars, does mechanical work. A lot of the bus people take their cars to this dude. I'm cool. He fine with me. But I also realize this car still is under a warranty. So it still has the manufacturer warranty on the engine. So on the drivetrain, whatever. So it still has that. So there are certain things I want to register in a system. But again, honey, we're going to get that piecemeal. I'm not spending $1,398. That's way too much dang money. Y'all are on crack. Well, no. I don't even trust y'all. I don't trust y'all. Y'all might do stuff, break stuff, something back up in here. I don't trust y'all. I'm weird like that. Oh, girl, yeah, bye. Yeah, she said, Delphi said they out of their dang mind. And Tanya, thank you. I'm gonna take Jiffy. I have not used Jiffy Lube before. I used was it Midas? I used to use Midas, I believe was one. But they're not around as much. And then there used to be a place over here called Mobile. Love them. They used to have a ladies' day where if you're female, they would give you a good break. And I loved them. They were really good over here by my house. But it got bought out by this company that pissed me off. And I won't go. It's called 5. I'm good. I don't ever. When I had Old Man Red, they did some stuff. I was like, I won't be back. I don't care if your car's a beater. If I'm paying you to do an oil change and they oil change ain't cheap, bruh, you don't treat people like that. I'm sitting there waiting. You over here talking to somebody because you don't want to probably work on a beater. So, bye. Who's on? You talking about the dealership is on commission? I'm not shocked, because you're supposed to be the service section, and you trying to sell me a finance plan to do maintenance, and that you do $15 in this company, and then you pay $1,398 out over time. Step away from the crack cocaine and the cocaine you snorting or smoking, whatever the heck you doing. Nah, I'm good. That's another reason. If it's on commission, I don't trust you, because I don't trust you. I went to a car wash one time. Y'all got to hear this. And when I went into, your oil, it's dark. Oil is dark, Negro. So then he going to come out with a piece of paper with some to show me what the oil should look like. Why did he bring me something that looked like brake fluid? It was clear. Because I guess, women are that stupid. Yep, never went back. I don't like games like that. That tells me you shady and I don't trust nothing you do. Hold on, let me see what we got up in here. Okay. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, and I had bought my Scion was from. So they have a place out here. I don't know. They may have them across the country called AutoNation. And AutoNation, when it first came out here, one of the things AutoNation did, it kind of came like Carvana originally came, where there's no negotiating, no haggling, the prices are set, whatever, and excuse me, whatever that price was, it was set. You didn't have to go in there and haggle or change prices. So, and it wasn't and so it was really, I liked the way it was set up. Then things changed. Yeah, so normally, okay, so I'm gonna share something since you now going. Let me a second here. Hold on. All right, we'll make sure I caught everything. I'm gonna share something now that you're going to trucking school. When you go and you take your car in as a female now, this is what you say. I drive trucks. I have to inspect the engine. So what are you saying is wrong with it? This is what you do. You give them that look, you give them the straight face, and that's what you do. What you say wrong with? That's why when I went in there talking, so then like I'm coming, and the guy's like, cause I got my cane, right? I'm getting to the car, and so the way the parking lot's crap, it's like really tight. And young little black guy, he's like, you need help getting it out of here? I said, bro, I used to drive semis. You have a good day, ma'am. You too. And one of the things I did, I wore this shirt on the back has a big semi truck on it. I wore that too. I want you to know. I want you to know, because it's a different ball game. Because it's not trucking is not a women's industry, but when they know you handle something like that, they also know there's not a lot of bull crap they can pull over your eyes. PJ, right here, it has its benefits. And then I'm old, I'm fat, and I'm grumpy. It's a winning combination when you're dealing with buttholes. And I hate to say it. And the world is different. I went out with Joe the other night. We hadn't hung out in a minute. Gonna pray for that baby. And we talked about his family for about 2 minutes. Wendy! Wendy! I go in there with my little cane. Look like the little fat penguin old woman. And I walk and I sit down. And then once they come out, and when God came to me today, well, first you sitting there and they send you this thing where they giving you where you can accept all this maintenance. I said, not today, not today, not today, not today, not today. And they telling you what the cost is. No, 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 no. Till I got down zero, and then I said, done, and I walked to the front. I said, I'm not paying anything. All I came here for is a free maintenance. And you said the wash was free. Yeah, that's all I want. He goes, oh, okay. And he goes, well, if it's a budget issue, it's a budget issue because I ain't paying that with you. And it's not something I budgeted in for now. Today was a free visit. So he goes, well, we have, and they have it sitting right there on the front of the counter, this company that will do financing for you to cover your maintenance. And they don't do some kind of credit check. Homie, I'm not doing $1,398 worth of work with you. I'm going to call around. Don't get me wrong. The list may be absolutely 100 because they're quoting, when you start quoting mileage, and most likely that's something that the car is supposed to have service for at a certain time. Not angry about this, okay? I get that. I don't know what service was done and not done with this vehicle because, again, it came from a whole nother state. And unfortunately, it sat at a dealership for a long time. I think it was like their courtesy car. And again, I don't know if they were fixing it because it's somewhere out in the Midwest and like Iowa somewhere. I don't know what they were doing. It was not, the maintenance was not on the Carfax report. And it's not saying it wasn't serviced. So you really can't even argue that because somebody could have took it to a mechanic who wasn't on Carfax or they weren't hooked up to those systems. So I don't know what the service maintenance records are. But what I do know is I'm not doing it there. So I am going to check Jiffy Lube. I didn't know, I've not used them before. I know they've been around for years. And I'm going to see, because I do know you can do the coolant flush. I do know, which I want to do before the summer. I know you can, I didn't know about the brake fluid flush, but that doesn't shock me anytime you have fluids to have it flushed. I do put in a fuel. Once you did the oil change, I read on Kia, they recommend after oil change to put in the fuel, like cleaner, whatever. So I do put that in. I use Seafoam. Some people use Lucas, but Grumpy used to use Seafoam, and I like the way Seafoam tends to work. So I use Seafoam. But I will take it in. And I do know that the belt needs to be changed because back when I had my old VWs, my mechanic said after a certain time, we did change out all the belts after so many years on the car. We changed out all the belts, and it's not cheap. I think that was just for an old VW, the old classic VWs. That was like a couple $100 back then. So now I don't expect that to be cheap. But yeah, I'll do that, but I'm not doing it with you. So I got a mechanic I'm gonna call, that a friend of Joe's used to use over here, that a woman he knows used to go to, and I know they will do the serpentine belt. I'll call and find out how much they charge, but I'm gonna call around because and like I said, the car is a 2015, so serpentine belt probably does need to be changed, and it's probably okay because you can run it until, but it's always good to put it in there and get a newer belt, and then it'll last a little longer. So there is some routine maintenance. So every other pay period, I'll probably take it and get some of this stuff done gradually, but I'm not doing 13.98, not with them. No, sir. No, sir. And then I do need to take the brakes in and get those checked. I mean, the car stops, but I need to take it in. That you could tell they did something today because things were, how can I put it? You can tell they mess with stuff. Because like when I hit the brakes, I'm like, did they do something with brakes? Because, yeah. But I'm going to go get it. I'll go get that all checked. And I'm going to have probably Linda's mechanic do the whole brake. I'm going to tell him I want you to drain the brake fluid and inspect the brakes, see if we need new brake pads. Again, brake jobs, I've done brakes with someone else. It's really, if you know how to do it, brake jobs aren't really supposedly all that hard. But I'm old, I'm fat, I'm not going to be up there taking wheels off, and I'm going to take it somewhere and never do it. No. No, 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 no. And I know it can be done, but I'm good. I'm good. And speaking of cars, I got to tell y'all this story. So I hung out with the Joe last night. And that's why I talk about with family. So last night, as we drive, and he says, I had to go to emergency the other day. I had to go to the hospital. So, okay. And I thought he meant he was admitted. He wasn't. He went to emergency, but he said he began having chest pains. And I was like, I said, are you okay? You know. Now, Joe is 67. I think he's about 67. I'm 55, okay? So I said, you okay? He is from a very large family. So he's Latino, and the Latinos, they have a large family. And I'm going to say that they tend to like generations in the house. I don't know, but they all live with each other. And I just noticed, even among family members who I have, especially on Grumpy's side, who are married and they in biracial families, especially mixed Latino black, it's some drama. It's just some drama. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's cultural. And black folks, we have our drama too, but man, it's some drama. And not knocking my Latino people who watch me. I need to understand. I'm just saying it seems to be a commonality. And I can't say for all, because that's like saying all black people like chicken, or all black people like watermelon, or all black people speak Ebonics. That's not always true. I'm just going to say there's a high majority of what I see where y'all have generations in the house. And I see that starting to happen a little bit with us. Or with us, what I see more is everybody live like a down the street and around the corner from each other. No, I want you to live away from hell from me. I don't need to see mama. I don't need to see cousins and nieces and nephews. I don't need to. No, I'm just not. It's not that kind of party. At least not for my dysfunctional family. So he says, "Oh yeah, I ended up in an emergency with chest pain." Now he thought he was having a heart attack, so he went in. Couldn't find nothing. They did the stress test. He's had the cardio, where they do like a CAT scan of the heart. I forgot what else they did. They've done quite a few things and no heart issues. They checked for, I think he said he's 70 something on his calcium or something, 78 or something, which has to do with maybe clogged arteries. So they check for that. And that's still not bad either. Okay. So he's not have to be on any cholesterol medicine that's causing those issues. I think I know what it is. Just saying. So I said, Joe, did they talk to you about anything about stress? He goes, he says, he says, Shannon, they didn't find anything wrong with my heart. And I said, I'm going to say that again. Did they find anything with you about stress? Yeah. Now, while we having this conversation, he gets phone calls from one of Crazy Nephews, okay? This is the conversation, y'all. And this tells you how ratchet drama is and the ratchetness that they feel comfortable bringing to your doorstep. The nephew, Joe had given this boy a free car, Free. Nissan Rogue. Very nice car, very good shape. It was actually Joe's old car. Great shape, free. FREE. Virtually, I'm going to say newer model. Um, within the, I think it's within the 2,000 year range. And so, virtually new car. The car wasn't even, I don't think the car was even 5, 10 years old. I didn't say 10 years, it was probably not even 5 years old. So the nephew, he young, dumb, and showy. So he gonna go take the car, trade it in to get a Kia sports car that's costing him $1,000 something a month payments. Okay. Dropped out of college and got a good job because the girlfriend he with, her family, worked at some kind of warehouse and they made him a manager. Folks that help each other. I'm just saying. So he goes and does this. They're paying like 2,000 something for an apartment. He got this sports car that's all on the ground, thinking he cool. Forgot he bought these Bugattis or some kind of shoe that was like a grand. And just trying to be fancy and cool. So last night he calls. Well, I'm in the car and Joe has him on speaker. Wait for it. I'm still trying to wrap my... And I had to look out the window because I have an issue with ratchetness. I ain't saying we perfect. I got issues. We all got issues. We all done did something. But there's a level of extra ratchetness I can't get with. So the nephew proceeds to talk about his air conditioner heat went out on the car. And so he got to go take it to the dealership because it's under warranty on a sports car. So then he calls and he's talking to Joe. Then he hangs up. I'm going to let you go. I see you with somebody. Yeah. So then, and they know who I am. And so he calls back. Hey, Theo, which means uncle, do you think, so I got some tire stuff going on. And Joe said, well, didn't you just replace the tires on this car? Well, I got that tire warranty because I know you get warranty on your car. So do you think that if I put some nails in the tires, they'll replace it under the warranty? I need all 4 tires replaced. And when I called about the warranty, the lady told me that somebody came in there with nails and they replaced all the tires. So the nephew wants to go out to the $1,000 a month car with a hammer and some nails and put nails in the tires so that he can utilize getting free tires. That's ratchetness. But see, that level of ratchetness tells me what's going on because he got the brother of this one who, that's a whole nother drama. I can't even get in here because that's really personal on that individual because that individual has done some extra madness and he let him back in the house. And I'm not trying to say I am Christian and I do believe you should forgive, but forgive don't mean be a fool. Bible says turn the cheek. I get that. I forgive you and you slap me. I'm okay. I get. But there's a point where you're not just going to sit there and keep getting people slapping you hell and you only got 2 cheeks. And there's a point where you need to move on and you need to leave them. That's what, and so that's what kills me because people will take a scripture and go to the extreme without using wisdom. Literally, Jesus didn't say somebody slapped the hell out of you, but he's given a figurative situation that, hey, give them another chance. But if you don't just stand there and keep doing that, after a point, you need to move on or they need to move on. And you also may need to remove yourself from the situation. This is why a lot of times if you really read the Bible, watch Christ's actions. When the Pharisees and Sadducees would come up, he minding his business. He doing his ministry. Them ninjas was coming after him. And when they come up, he would usually try to get away from the madness. Get away from the madness. And she said, don't have idiot compassion. Can we say it again? And I do have compassion because I realize that usually people who are like that, there's something, but some people like their demons. And so therefore, if you love your demons, Cool. That's like Trump. I couldn't be his friend. I feel sorry. I have compassion for him because I know he's crazy. And I know he's damaged from his childhood. I had compassion for Grumpy. He's damaged. I now have compassion for my mom. They all damaged from their child. I'm damaged from my childhood. My brothers who don't know, they damaged from their child. We all damaged in some way. They say that there's childhood traumas. Some people have a lot. I was listening to Lecrae talking about he got 8 of the childhood traumas that happen to children as he's going through different counseling. I get it. He met his biological father. That baby was cuckoo, just like what's his name, Kirk Franklin. When he talked to his crazy butt mama, I understand why he ain't talking to her no more, and he need to keep it that way. He need to pray for her, and until she can get Jesus and get her mind right, you need to leave her alone. She's crazy. Today I was at the dealership. There was a black lady there, crazy as a box of rocks, saying she's supposedly Christian. I'm listening to her, and she told me Bible stories that I know that was not the way. She told me Bible stories. I'm going, that story don't say that. Okay. Okay. You reading the word. You ain't reading it right. You done added stuff to the story that ain't even there. Let me pull out my phone and go back and read this story about Joseph, because you done told me some stuff that ain't really there. Oh, Joseph was running the prison. Was he now? Mm-hmm. 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 Don't get me wrong, God did show Joseph favor, but Joseph went through some stuff. He went through. He went through. So he might have gotten some favor in prison because God's hand, but he was still in prison. Prison ain't pretty, it ain't good. Hence the name prison. just like, that's not, it's not a good thing. But yeah, so I believe, and I'm praying for him, because he's got to come to his own wake up. But again, it's very cultural, in my humble opinion, among their culture, that they are, it's like generations of them together, generations in a house, generations. And don't get me wrong, I see the plus of the dedication to family that they have, but I also see the minus, because I also see how abhorrent the family is. And I'm not just using him. I have a family member who, her husband is married, is Latino. And the drama, she done told me that during COVID, one of the sisters left the house with the mom and dad, went to Vegas, came back and brought COVID back into the house. And they let her right in. No. You know the rules of COVID, and you just brought COVID in here to your mom and dad and everybody in the household, all the generations in the house. Drama. And because this individual I know, she just brought her kid over for me to watch. No. During COVID? No. Did she just walk in your house? No. Okay, no, the kid can't come and stay here. Is she working? No. Okay, well then she working, she watch her own kid. I'm a butthole. I guess I'm a butthole. I'm just gonna be a butthole. I am sorry. I cannot, and I will not. It's asinine to me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call it what it is. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. That's asinine. I am not. I'm not. And I can't. But like I said, culturally, I see it. I see stuff that's. But even among black people, I have a friend of mine. Like I told you, the whole niece thing. You don't went over to the niece. You know the niece a butthole. You want drama. When you're doing that kind of stuff, you want drama. You want some drama. You want it. Because I wouldn't have done that. I would have had it delivered. It would have sat either on the street, or we would have said, I would have said, okay, I'm not going to fight with you. Not a problem. We're going to leave your... I ain't going to say no more. I'm not going to speak no more. I'm just going to leave it right here on the street. You figure it out. You either can have me put it in your garage, or you can now haul it from the street to your house. But it's going to be sitting right here in front of your house. That's your mama. She living with you. This her stuff. She don't live with me anymore. We need it gone. I tried to make these arrangements with you. I don't know what to tell you. I would set it right there. And probably I wouldn't even have to have a discussion, because I would have probably hired movers to drop it off. Yeah. I'm not going to have, and that's why I said family can kill you. Now, I know physically where families have gotten in a fight. Monty said he had a cousin, who the cousin and the son got into it. I think they was messing with each other. One of them was messing with somebody, one of their women's. and they got into it, and the father shot the son. I don't know if he killed the son. I don't know, but he went to jail for either, I think, murder or attempted murder. They want to mind these people. Family drama can get you killed. I'm good. And family who about themselves can get you killed. I'm good. I'm not gonna do it. Who was that? Was it Marvin Gaye? Who was it who got killed by his daddy? I think it was Marvin Gaye. Wasn't it Marvin Gaye? Delphi, let the church say amen. And that's why I finally got to that point. I had tried a couple different times, because you think you're being Christian, to interact with my biological mother, but every time she came at me with foolishness. So by the final time, that time when I was sick and you acting a plumb fool with me, I just got blood clots is a death sentence if it hits the wrong way. I got a clot in my leg. When you see it on the screen, it looks like a grapefruit. I'm 29 years old, pissing and pooping in a bedpan. I can't wipe my own behind. The nurses are wiping my stuff for me, my butt in the front, because I can't walk. And they don't want me to get out the bed, because if I push this clot anywhere, I'm dead. And you come in with the drama. Y'all, I should have just went to the nursing home. I didn't even, and again, you thinking, hey, maybe it's family to help, and it's some freaking drama. I won't do it. That's why I finally came to the conclusion. Right now, the new company I'm under is a $100,000 life in policy. Ain't got no family members on there. My best friend, 50%. I got Linda for 25, and another very good friend of mine who was there for me when I was sick for another 25. They were to make sure I get in the ground, and then that money is supposed to be split up among 5 people, and I'm trusting them to do that. They'll take a percentage and give it to the other 2 people that are the backups to them. One is Joe, and one is my friend Shanae. That's it. And I told them, y'all go to dinner. Y'all can laugh about my stupid stuff. That's it. And if I didn't have that, I would probably end up just giving it to charity. All of it. Just enough to put me in the ground. That's it. It shouldn't take more than $5,000, $10,000 to put you in the dirt. If something happened, I'm hoping to get raptured out. But yeah. So, yeah. I can't. I cannot. And it's not to be mean, it's not to be evil. And probably some people meet me and they think I'm a jerk. And maybe I am a jerk. My life has been special. I was raised up by 2 special well, let me rephrase. I grew up around one crazy person. The other one was absent. So if it wasn't for the hands of my grandmother, my father's mother, and a little bit of my mother's father and her mother, for the little time that I had a chance with them, I've been really jacked. So the semblance of sense I have, to me, is all what God allowed me to get, and just have some wisdom. So that's why when my friend was talking to me last night, I prayed for him when I got home. I prayed, I said, we're gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for him still. But ultimately, you're choosing the madness. You need to get weed smoking nephew out the house. And I think his buddy, one of his friends, is staying in the house too. One of the weed smoking nephew's buddies is staying there too. So you got weed smoking nephew, his friend living there who's ghetto. I met him. You got too much drama. Yeah, and so it is no surprise to me that you up in the hospital with chest pains. It's probably stress. And I said, did they say stress? And don't get me wrong, he also has a Down syndrome brother that's my age. So that's already a lot. You're 67 years old. You're watching out for a Down syndrome brother that's my age. You got ghetto nephew in the house. You got the friend of the nephew in the house. You got a brother who's an a-hole with the foot cut off. He's a butthole. And then you got another brother who I do like the other brother. He seems to be decent from my interaction with him. Then you got the sister who's the grandmother of the 2 nephews that you ended up with custody of, who got issues too. She got psychological issues. It's too much drama. As Grumpy used to say, it's too much candy for a nickel. Yeah, and you can interact with certain people, but you gotta draw boundaries, and that's what ended up happening with me and Grumpy. The main reason I felt I got led back here was that's where the Lord was doing, but also I realized there was a cutoff for me and Grumpy, and I talked to him on the phone. Of the 2 parents, I could get along with him because we had more of a friendship. So I knew it's kind of like my buddy Joe. We have a line. The unequally yoked has to do with marriage more than anything. But the Bible does speak about not being involved with wicked people. And so, and that's in, I think it's in the Proverbs. I can't tell you right off the top. But if you have a chance, look up wickedness. And there's one that says basically that people who are wicked, they wake up doing wickedness. They can't even, they sometimes go to sleep and don't even understand why they wicked. They do wickedness. It's natural for them. It's Grumpy. Grumpy had a natural side of him that was, he lied a lot in the conniving part. My understanding was there were changes in his personality when I talked to some of the guys from the Relo, especially his good friend Nick. He said you could tell he was different. But, and I just wrote this in one of my papers, he had what I call a residue. And that's the best way I can put it. There was a residue of his old life. And once you, like I said, once you met the other family members, you go, okay. Because some of it was psychological and spiritual. So the demonic forces that are attached to him, ooh, and the only reason I think, and I'm going to say, it's not as prevalent in my life, even though it is prevalent in some ways, on the way he was, is because of God. And because God has had his hand on me for a long time. And I'm more honest about issues. People walk around like my buddy. They walk around in this weird delusion. Oracle, what's up, baby? Okay, you cut off. I don't know what it said, but it cut off. But how you doing? Uh, but yeah, I think there's just something called wisdom too, and that's the other. If you remember the story, and I love this story of Solomon, where the two women came to Solomon and they had the baby, and they both were claiming the child was theirs, and the one woman, just to be malicious, this tells you wickedness. He was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna cut the baby in half. You have one baby, half a baby. Now that wasn't his initial goal, but he knew that by saying that that one of them was going to cave and one of them wouldn't care. And the one who didn't care was not the true mother. So the one said, no, she can just have a baby because she didn't want her child killed. And Solomon then knew this is the true mama and not this one. There's a level of wisdom in your actions and how you interact with people, but there's also a level of understanding wickedness and certain behavior and how to interact with that behavior or how not to. And the problem is so many people, it's like, I forgot who it was right now. We were talking about the homeless situation here in Arizona. I personally believe, hey, let me just give donations to this ministry that deals with that. It's not that I have a hard heart for homeless, but I don't know your situation. We got people with signs on the corners. You could be a drug addict. And these are lifestyles by somewhat choice. I'm sorry for whatever you went through. I'm a molest victim as well. But that doesn't mean that I have to go this route. I understand you could go this route. I understand my outcome could be different. But I also understand you have a capacity to want different. Some people don't want different. Some people enjoy the madness. Do you? I can't be part of that, nor can I support that. So there's ministries that will out there that's their specialty, to identify those who truly need the help and to give the money to the people who want help. Other people, for whatever reason, that stronghold on them, they can't get freedom. And you can have a heart for them, God, I pray for them, but they can't get freedom. They're stuck in their madness. I can't go there with you. You're gonna be stuck in your madness. I want freedom. Some people don't want freedom. They like their madness. Do you, boo boo? I'm just not gonna do it with you. Not gonna do it with you. And like I said, it's unfortunate, but it's not uncommon. And I've seen that with people, and it's like I said, it's sad. It's very sad. But even with family, you can see the brokenness. I see the ones who are in delusion. My buddy, like I said, in one breath he'll tell me XYZ is a butthole. Hey, what's up, PC gamer? In one moment he'll tell me someone's a butthole, and then in the next minute he'll tell me, "Oh, my poor brother." Your brother been calling you an a-hole to your face. He live in your house rent free. Only reason he even contributes to the food is because he got food stamps. Otherwise, he done sat there and ate rent free and live rent free. He don't pay for nothing. It's a lot of drama. And you wonder why you at the hospital. And Joe's a thin dude. He ain't heavy. He thin. With chest pains. It's because you got too many stressful ninjas up in that house. And what you need to do is get some freedom. But then some of this too has to come back to some other stuff I know too. Because there was some money that should have been distributed out to all the siblings. But that ain't how things worked out. So now you want to be in control of stuff. And now you stress the hell out. I'm just saying. I would have given everybody their money and told them don't come back here for nothing else. Not one doggone dime. Zero. Good luck with that. Zero. Good luck with that. Again, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just a realist. It's the reality of the situation. You have to set boundaries, and that's really and God bless people. I think we all have had our stuff, but you have to set boundaries, and you also have to be willing to see you. One of the things I prayed was, Lord, show me me. And a lot of people don't want to see themselves because you know yourself is ratchet. So you know there's things about you that may be ratchet. And now by seeing yourself, you have to address your ratchetness. You have to address your issues. And most people don't want to do that. They want to live in the madness. They want to live in their stuff because it's comfortable. It's like being fat. Going on a diet is hard. Getting this weight off, it came on easy. Getting it off is a whole nother ball game. So it's the same as whatever things happen and you became ratchet, to undo the ratchetness, it's some work. It may mean counseling. It may be change. It may be mean being very cognizant of your behaviors. It's a lot. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot. But it's also something you have to be willing to do if you really want change. And, being fat is just me. But then being a butthole and all them other things, that actually goes out to other people. That's when you really need to reevaluate, when it's impacting other folk. And, a lot of people, I don't understand what that is. You if you're butthole by yourself and it's just you and your buttholeness, do you. But if your buttholeness impacts other folks, yeah, you really need to reevaluate. You really, really do. Um, it's like my best friend, she said, like when Grumpy died, she said it was really sad because it wasn't any of his children's fault. It was his fault. He chose to be who he was, whether he realized it or not. He did realize some of it because he said he used to control people, manipulate people, and being an a-hole, he basically worked at being a butthole. That is twisted to me. And that is not only twisted, it's really demented and sick. But there's people who are like that. And then there are some people who are just crazy and don't know they're crazy. One of the reasons he told the disciples, when you go into a house and they don't receive you, shake the dust from your feet. So there are certain things, although they're representing him, but he's basically saying, hey, don't stay in a place where you're not welcome. Or, and where that you're basically not treated in a certain way. Not telling that people have to kiss your butt, but there's when you know when to walk away. Like I said, what I always loved was when you watched him interact when the Pharisees and Sadducees would come up, and he would just, they come and he knew there was about drama and he knew they would demonically run. He'd either head a different direction, he'd respond to them with a question. Like they'd come at him with something and he'd come back with a question. I love it because he would turn it on them. I just had in one of my classes, in my class that I'm in, one of the guys said that he had a friend of his who said, "Oh, how can you be a Christian with all the evil that Christians have done in the world?" Can you tell me what you're referring to? What evil are you referring to? Now that's a statement. It's a demonic statement, but it's a statement because he's basically A, doing a jab at what you believe in, and B, trying to make you shake your faith. So you need to throw back at him because he's grabbed this out the wind. What evil are you referring to? Name it for me. Lay out to me what it is. Let's deal with that. And then show me in the Bible where what you're telling me aligns with Christians. So it's like Joe, when Trump was in office, he's like, oh, well, what about the Christians, those Christians? I said, whoa. I said, what Christian are you talking about? The evangelicals. I said, and I said, so he's Catholic. I said, so are Catholics considered Christian? Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. I said, are Baptists considered Christian? Yeah. Uh-huh. Are these? And I went through a list. So I start throwing the question back at you, because I want you to think, because you're saying stuff because you've heard it through media, you've heard it through TikTok and YouTube, and don't know what the hell you're talking about. I said, first of all, and I'll say this, it's like when I prefaced, I see a lot of Latino families, but I can't say all, where it's like generations are in the home. I can't say all. I see Black folks where they families that like to live around the corner in the same complex right next to each other. I don't get it, but I don't want to live that close to them. And I also think that's a level of y'all ain't cut the umbilical card. People need to grow up. I see things that pink folks do. And I could say, oh, pink folks are backstabbing and cutthroat and all these other bad things, but I can't say that to all pink folks. I can say I see it a lot. But within those groups, there are going to be segments that are going to be different. Are they ghetto Negroes? Absolutely. Are they some of these youngsters that I can't stand who are intelligent and have respect? Absolutely. There's others I can't stand. And there's a high majority that feel like something's wrong with them. But can I say all of them? No, I can't. I can't. Zero. Well, I have some issues with Catholicism too. So I'm going to say that. But I found out, I didn't know there's different divisions of Catholicism. I have a friend who's a Byzantine Catholic, totally different ball of wax. Then you have your Roman Catholics. So that's a whole different conversation on why you have Christians, because it's not only evangelicals. There are Christian groups who question the Catholic group. I'm kind of going to put them as a denomination. So I have questions, but I'm going to let God be God's business. Biblically, the rosary is not biblical. Not at all. Praying to Mary, not biblical. Not at all. Go find it. Go research it, and I tell people. You ask me, I know those two things aren't biblical. Going and confessing to a man priest, that was cut off when Jesus came. That whole priest thing, going to the priest and having an animal sacrifice, like it's in the Jewish part, Jesus became our high priest. He is the one who is our intercessor with God the Father. And his shed blood was the permanent sacrifice. We don't have to go confess to a priest. So that is out the window. Jesus is the high priest. And that's why those who worship God must worship the Spirit in truth. We go to him. We don't go to a church and go in a booth and tell some man my sin and be told to pray 10 rosemary beads on Mary. Mary was the mother of Jesus. I respect that. God bless her. But Mary can't save me. Jesus can save me. So there are things that Catholicism does that does not line up with the Word of God. On top of that, we just had the Pope come out with the acceptance of stuff that's totally against Scripture. God bless you. You can love someone, you can pray for someone, but I'm sorry, sir, the lifestyle does not line up. I'm somebody who's in it with the Word. It just doesn't. Oh, it ain't mentioned in the Bible. It's mentioned. It's maybe not mentioned as much as you want, but if it's mentioned one time, it does not line up with this belief system. So you got other belief systems. Go take it over there. If this doesn't support your view and what you want to be as your truth, then take your truth somewhere else, because this don't line up with what you want. You're trying to force, and doesn't make sense to me, which tells me it's also demonic. You're trying to force a change in a group that's our foundation should be, even though there's churches that swing, on the Bible. And what you trying to want us to change is what we consider the inspired word of God. It doesn't line up. But there's things coming, and all of this is happening because this is biblical. It's meaning all of this. the falling away of the church, the apostate behavior. All of this is happening for a reason. So, yes, you are correct that there are, I'm going to say Christians, and that's what I was trying to explain to Joe, is we're putting people, because you call them evangelical, all in the same box. That's to say every evangelical Christian was a supporter of Trump. No. Was there a certain groups of them? Absolutely. But not only evangelicals, there could have been other people. I got friends who are black who supported Trump. It's Latino folks that supported Trump who were Catholic. There's a bunch of people who support him for whatever their purposes are that make absolutely no sense to me. I got associates of mine who are truckers who say, I don't like what Biden's doing and where everything's going. I'm going to vote for Trump. And they're black. Now, I'm still a proponent. Whoever gets in the office, that's God's business. There's a reason behind it. There's a reason Trump was in office. There's a reason Biden is in office. There's a reason Obama was in office. There's a reason Bush was in office. I get it. God's in control, ultimately, regardless of what genius is up in that office. It's beyond what I can do. It's divine handling of that situation. Yeah. So, we have to be careful. At how we interpret the word, which is one of my big ones. One of the reasons I'm going to school too. I want deeper understanding of it. Right now we're studying the Pentateuch, which is the first 5 books of the Bible, first 5 books, Moses, and understanding that and how that corresponds to how we're Christian today, how they parallel each other. Did the law go away? Absolutely not. Jesus said, I came to fulfill it. But not one jot or tittle is going anywhere until basically everything is new. And that is not done yet. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's just like right now, I got a problem with them going over to Jerusalem and talking about, you need to stop this. Do what you got to do. Y'all need to handle that. And now we sitting up here, we don't want to say we at war. We're at war. We're at war in the Middle East. That whole canal and all that going on. And then they're like, well, China didn't say anything. Absolutely not. You know why? Because it's a trade lane. What do we know China does? We can look at our products and see. They make money off us. It's about dollars. No, go. U.S., y'all go on. You and Britain go and defend that. Defend that so we can go and sell y'all some more goods. Y'all, we can make more money off y'all. We all right with that. We ain't got nothing bad to say about what you're doing. Defend that. I'm like, people, go look, follow the money, honey. Just follow the money. If you follow the money, you're going to understand why certain behaviors is like, hey, do that. Also, if we have that going on and China decides to come over here and put their foot in our behind, we got one focus going on and we got something else going on. So there's a whole bunch going on in the world right now, and folks are sitting oblivious. I'm not oblivious. I'm like, oh, okay, Lord. I see you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. I just sit back and watch and pray, because that's all you can do. We are at war, and things aren't going to get better. They're going to get worse, because we're in that. It's just the season we're in. And that's why folks being caught up with other flesh and blood folks and madness, you might want to put your eyes on something more. But I understand again. And there's people who aren't even Christian, like the world's coming to an end. I got associates I know. The world's coming to an end. And they will even tell you it's in the Bible. Right. That's why you need to read it for yourself. That's one of my big. Today I was sitting at the car shop, and this black lady was in there crazy as a box of rocks. The baby was cray. And she started telling me stuff, and I was sitting there going, the word don't say that. It don't say that. And I didn't say it to her. I was just listening to her. I'm like, oh, okay. Because there's also, this is where wisdom comes in. I'm not going to argue with craziness. Because I could already tell all the Cheerios weren't in the box, just interacting with her on a surface level. And then she started talking to the salesman. Cray, sister, black lady, older. I don't know, I think it's a little bit older than me. Crazy as a box of rocks. And cut off and then talk to you crazy. Oh, okay. I already see what's going on, baby. You cray. I'm not going to get in that conversation because I know what I'm dealing with. I already know what I'm dealing with. Again, you got to use wisdom. And some people, it's a hard medicine. I'm cordial and I was nice, but I already knew I was dealing with craziness. No, I'm not going to do it. Today, I was going to order from Walmart, and then I went on because I didn't know how long I was going to be at the dealership. Well, by the time I got ready to do the order, they told me, oh, if you want to do an order from Walmart, you can't pick it up till 7 or 8. One thing I like about doing the Target order, as soon as you do the order, they'll have it ready within 2 hours. That's why we ain't going to be out here much longer, because I got an order I got to go pick up. They'll have the order ready within 2 hours. You're winning. You're winning. I don't have no issues with that. Zero. Anyway, speaking of that, y'all, I'm going to get my butt off here because I do have to check and see because my Target order should be virtually ready. I will probably be on Friday. I told y'all I got the $5 game. I started it. I'll post my pictures of what I chose. And then it'll be like every pay period. I'll post the pictures of the ones I chose. And like I said, maybe we'll talk about it. I'm going to probably be on Wednesday. I try to do Wednesday or Thursday. To do an update, and I'm trying to come on every Saturday. And like I said, times on Saturday going to vary depending on what I got going on. This Saturday, I had to do the car, and then I was like, well, let me get in, and I'll talk to y'all before I have to go over to Target and get my stuff. But I'm gonna do my drive up. I've accepted. I don't like people. I don't like folks. I don't. Y'all be blessed. Comment down below if y'all want to talk about something. I'm just randomly talk about my day. But yeah, comment down below, and prayers for everybody. What I said at the end, if a whole bunch of people disappear and they tell you it's aliens or something else, don't believe that. Get a Bible. It's the rapture. If they come up with a number system you're supposed to take on your hand, on your head in order to buy or sell, don't take that number. You damn yourself to hell. Don't do that. And if you don't know Jesus, pick up a Bible and get to know him. And in my conversation with you, Miss Dell, if you'd like me to share with everybody else, please pick up the Bible, read it for yourself, and ask God to give you understanding. There is a lot of weird stuff going on right now in the churches. We're hearing a lot of stuff about ministers, about a whole bunch of stuff, Pope approving stuff that ain't biblical. And one friend, she said it's an apostasy. Absolutely. But he's not the only one. Methodist Church right now is divided because of this issue. And there's other churches that are accepting stuff that is not biblical. Because, and I know you love family, but one of the reasons I like Jackie Hill Perry, she said, hey, I'm happy my mom didn't tell me that the lifestyle I was in was okay, because it wasn't. She loved me, but she didn't agree with the lifestyle I was in. Now we feel we got that if I love you, that also means I got to agree with your stuff. That's the same as agreeing with the madness my buddy got going on in his house. You can love your nephews. I love you because you're my nephew. Don't mean you got to love their lifestyle and their butthole behavior. I'm just saying. I got to love you, and love you mean I got to love your madness? No. So get some freedom. Y'all, if you don't get to know him, get to know Jesus. Talking about the God of the Bible and the Savior. Y'all be blessed. 2 and 2. Peace.